Hello everyone, I am Saksham Sharma, former HR and recruiter of TCS and founder of CareerKunj. In this video, we will be sharing with you what is the TCS evaluation process and how does panel make a decision about selection and rejection of the candidate. So we are continuously making videos about TCS interview for different hiring. So if you are new to our channel, do subscribe us for the latest updates and the critical and authentic source about the TCS hiring. So let's start. So TCS evaluation process, there is a panel which have three panels, which is technical panel, management panel, and HR panel. So all the three panels makes a panel composition, and every panel have a different role to play. Earlier, the technical round used to happen separately. So TR panel was different. TR was separate round, then management was a separate round, and then HR was a separate round. But in the last few years, it is just one panel set in which all the TR, MR, and HR sit together and take the interview. So, what is the role of a technical panel? So, technical panel basically evaluate the technical competency of a candidate. A technical panel is having the experience of around 5 to 10 years, and he is the one who will be whose role you will be doing after some time when you get selected. So basically, he evaluates whether you are able to deliver on the role for which you are getting hired. So if you are getting interviewed for engineering hiring, he will check your suitability for the engineering roles like development, testing, or something else. If you are appearing for MBA hire, so he will check your suitability for those roles. So if it is an MBA hire interview process, the panel will also be someone who got hired from the MBA hiring process only, and he is doing something which you will do tomorrow. And if it is a case of an HR hiring, the technical panel is an HR panel who judges your competency for the HR roles. So technical panels checks the technical competency, and he will ask you the most technical questions. Now coming next to the MR panel. So MR panel is the most senior panel in the entire panel set. He is at a level of project manager and above. There is a certain grade, uh, which is years of experience needed to become a MR panel, and he is the most senior panel. So he checks the overall fitment of the candidate. He checks the attitude, and then what his decision is usually something which dominates in the entire panel because of his seniority. So he is a very senior panel member, and he judges the overall attitude. Apart from the technical knowledge, also he checks the your what is your understanding about IT, what is your understanding about other issues, what is your analytical ability, means how much you are able to think through a problem and find its solution. So MR panel is someone who evaluates the candidates for the overall fitment, and he don't judge the candidate for just one role. He see from his experience of different roles that he can be good or bad for certain role and whether to select or not. So MR, this is the role of an MR panel. So he's the most senior panel. Now coming to the HR panel. So HR panel is so HR are the gatekeepers of the company. So basically, they are responsible for the attitude. They are responsible for the disciplinary actions. They are responsible to check the eligibility criteria, and then HR actually takes care of the employees when you join a company. And there are so many issues with the employees when they join the company: attitude issues, performance issues. So HR basically checks whether the candidate is good in attitude or he or she will not have such issues later. Number one. Then they check for the eligibility by asking questions around backlog or the percentage, or HR sees some red flags in the candidate, like whether the gap year is more, so why was the gap, from the background check point of view, whether the candidate will have something not good that can create a problem later. So HR basically checks your attitude, HR checks your eligibility criteria, HR checks some red flags, some uncertain things, in the career. For example, if you have 2 years of gap, what you are doing in those 2 years, and they also check whether of course, communication is one must thing that is, I think, almost every panel evaluate. But again, communication also affects your selection in the HR. And yes, so a positive attitude is a must, and flexibility is also a must, because if you, as an HR, people get challenges from employees later about the transfer requests and other things. So you have to be flexible. You know, uh, if you make constraints about your location or working hours, then again you would be caught by the HR. So this is the role of an HR panel. So this is the role of all the three panels that are there in the interview. And then once the interview is done, all the three panel discuss among together whether to select or reject our candidate. So basically, it's a consensus of all the three panels whether to select or not. And if yes, they all three recommend the candidate, and if no, they don't recommend the candidate. So basically, the panels discuss after the interview is done amongst each other, and it is very rarely happens that panel is forwarded by the technical panel and rejected by the HR panel, because everybody respect each other views and they discuss, and from their experience they make the decision. So this is how it goes. And then for the recommended candidate, there is again a rating which is given by the different panel, and basis that the merit is made, and depending upon the number of requirement, the offers are rolled out. So not always all the candidate gets the offer who are recommended. It depends upon the merit and requirement, and majority of the times it is like, yes, the requirements are high, so all the recommended candidates gets the offer, and for the not recommended candidates, they are clear reject. So I hope you got the understanding about the entire evaluation process of TCS, and so you have to work upon all the three things: your technical expertise, your analytical ability, and your attitude to crack any TCS interview. And it's a very beautiful process, very thought through process, and very comprehensive process to evaluate a candidate. So I hope you like this video. For more such informative content, follow us and stay tuned. Thank you so much.